Good morning, Nikki. Good morning. Welcome to today's session. It's Thursday, our last official session of the week, back here on Sunday. And something very odd happened to me last night. So this should be an interesting session today. So we're doing our oracle reading. We've wrapped up our holding you back sessions for this week. We're moving on to another topic again at the end of the week. And on Thursdays, I always do an oracle reading to help share messages that might resonate with you and might help you throughout the week ahead. So these are our week ahead messages for the oracle cards. And as always, you pick 1, 2, or 3, whichever resonates with you, whichever one you're feeling right now is the one that you're drawn to. And you might also be drawn to more than one. So you might say, well, I feel like all 3 today, or maybe just the 1 or 2. Okay, so that's the first thing. So think about the ones that you think are going to resonate with you. And something very odd happened last night, which I will share with you. Interesting, okay. Which I will share with you. Oh. Okay, one sec. So I woke up in the middle of the night last night, absolutely in the damn middle of the night, which is unusual, and I had this panic. It was like, do you ever have those dreams that are really real, and you wake up and you think, did that actually happen? Has that actually happened? And the dream was, I forgot to do morning mindset. And the dream was, it got to 7 o'clock in the evening, and the dream was I hadn't done it. And in the dream, I was realizing I hadn't done it. And then I was like, oh my God, how could I have just forgotten that? And it was this dream sort of telling me about how important it is that I do morning mindset this morning. And I woke up and I literally had to check my phone because it was so real and it was so like in the middle of the night. I had to check my phone what day it was. And I had to check that I'd done the morning mindset session that day, which was yesterday's. It was just so bizarre. So obviously I realized then, okay, it's fine, it's a dream. But at the same time, there was definitely a message there in it. That if somebody, like today's session is super important, somebody needs to hear a message today, and I don't know exactly who or what. But if you're listening to this and this resonates with you, then, take it for what it is. But it's basically like if you are somebody that is recently, very recently been saying, like, I need a sign. Like, can you send me a sign? I just need a sign what to do. Then this reading is really very much for you today, I think. Anyone who's like saying, oh my God, I need a sign. And as I say that, a card pops out. Excuse me. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share. Take it or leave it. Card number 1 is our money focus, and it was very much like there was a lot to say about this, and there is a lot going on in terms of the money focus right now and what's happening. I think there's a lot of concern. There's also a lot of issues over beliefs. It's almost like you know that you create your own reality, but you also know that you're sabotaging it at the same time. And that's also causing, some anxiety around the topic. So the messages for you today are, the story I tell myself is the basis of my life. So that is a reminder for you there that the story that you're telling yourself is going to be your life. And then I have control over the thoughts I think. And again, this is all linked to money and finance. So this is also you saying, the story that you tell yourself is the basis of your life. And you actually know that you're controlling that story because that's what you're telling yourself. And then achieving success is my natural birthright. So I think the thing that's been missing for you, it's a very interesting combination of cards, really. But I think the thing that's been missing for you, it's okay. I'm getting this like kind of thing that you think for some reason you've got imposter syndrome or something. Like you're not as good as you really are. But the message is you are really as good, and if not more good. I don't know how else to say that. It's the worst English in the world ever. More good, but you absolutely. I'm going to say, like, were born to be successful. You absolutely were born to be a success. And that's never in any doubt or in any question. But I think that you go through these growing pains that tend to hold you back and give you these doubts. These growing pains are there to teach you, but you see them instead of part of the growth process as, okay, well, I messed up. That's kind of what I'm getting. So we've got this growth pattern here with these plants, but we've also got the key, and you are the key. You hold the key to unlocking your potential, if you will simply allow it. And here finally we have this bird coming out of the cage. It's like you have to set yourself free and just decide that being successful is actually okay. And being successful is something that should really come quite easy to you if you allow it. And I feel like there's a lack of allowance, and that lack of allowance of success is also going to bring about a lack of financial compensation for it as well. Because if you don't feel like you deserve to get well paid, and that you're an absolute bargain, you know, like if you do charge these high ticket prices, then that feeling will never align with the reality of the situation where you're going to attract the right kind of clients that are going to pay you those high ticket prices. So as soon as you start, I feel, reframing yourself around what you're worth and what you charge and feeling more confident about what you charge, then things will start to shift. And the way you do that, and the message for you to do that, is to really think about the story that you tell yourself, or think about your goal and the vision, and really make that your story today. Even if you don't see it around you, make that what it is today. Okay, so that was the first one. The second one is I share my message with authenticity and ease. I share my message with authenticity and ease. This, for you, is almost like, I feel like it's this thing of like, you want to do something, or you want to put something out there, but also at the same time you're thinking, well, no one's going to be interested in that, or that's boring, or I need something more exciting. Or it's almost like you've been comparing yourself to other people and thinking, well, I won't do what I want to do because somebody else is already doing it, or somebody else is already doing it better than me, and I won't have a fighting chance to actually make progress or do what I need to do. And that what you need to know is that whatever it is that you want to share, whatever it is that you want to do, it's interesting. People are going to be attracted towards it, and they're going to be attracted towards you. I guess the message is, stop feeling unattractive because you're attractive, and you're going to attract the things in your life by putting yourself out there and sharing your message and doing it from the real you. You don't have to be anybody else other than you. You don't have to put on any airs and graces. You don't have to try and change yourself in order to be successful. You can be successful right from where you are now, because it says that you can do this with ease, and the ease is emphasized. And the easiest way to move forward and progress with anything in life is to simply do it from you being you. So the message here is be yourself and keep moving forward as you, as yourself, because it's the easiest way forward and it's going to be the right way for you. And then if you chose number 3, then the message for you is courage. You need to be more courageous. May each breaking wave build your courage. Okay, so it's funny because this came up in the reading the other day, and I'm always tapping into the energy of the people here in the co-working space for this. So I feel like this is another message that needs to be heard, is to simply have the courage. We've talked this week, funnily enough, about fear. And we've talked about our comfort zone, and we've talked about a lot of things that hold us back. So courage is a very interesting card to end this week, to end on this note, because all of this requires courage. Not holding yourself back requires courage. It requires courage to do things out of the norm, to do things that you may not have already done before. It requires courage to overcome fears. It requires courage to break down barriers and break down walls. So the message, or the final message for this week's holding you back, is courage. And for anybody who needs to hear that, just be strong and be brave, and ask yourself, really, what is it that I need to fear? What is it that I need to be afraid of? You know, and you'll often find that there is a lot of unfounded fears, you know, unfounded concerns, because they haven't actually happened yet. You're afraid of things that may or may not ever happen. It's like you're afraid of a story that you're telling yourself. And as we know from the other cards, the stories that we tell ourselves create our reality. Martha, it's the end of the reading, but you can watch the replay. Nikki said, I'm sat chuckling as I was convinced I'd get a wellness self-care message, but the universe is like, no, honey, you will listen to what I have to say on this, as you're just not getting it. That is very, very funny, and that is often how these things happen. I often step into, or actually, like when I'm doing a reading for someone, or somebody comes and actually asks me for a personal reading and I do a spread, they're often thinking to themselves like that they want to hear something specific, and they end up hearing something very, very different. And then in the end, it's like, actually, yeah, I did need to hear that. So yeah, sometimes the cards do give you a little kick up the rear. But I think we've been kicking people up the rear all week this week. And even Martha got kicked up the rear yesterday. Okay, so that's the end of our holding you back topic. Very interesting cards there for today. For those who are here or watching the replay, just pick a card that resonates with you before the reading begins, because sometimes the cards... you know, if you're picking it after, it might influence you. But also, if you do hear the messages within the cards, and then you do think to yourself, actually, that probably was for me, because it really resonates, then take it as it's for you. Take it as your message, whatever feels right to you. Thank you, Nikki. It was lovely to be here and to have you guys here. And I love this session. It's my favourite session of the week. Yeah, so we'll get on now with the rest of the day. At 2:30, we're inside the wellness spa. We're going to be talking about my biohacking journey. I'm going to be dishing all the details on what's been happening there. 2:30 my time, which I think is 1:30 London time. And my clocks are changing. It's actually my little girl's birthday on Sunday, and I think my clocks are changing tomorrow. So I will be an hour ahead, so whatever we are right now, I'm going to be an hour ahead from Sunday, I believe. Okay, so I just wanted to share that and mention that to you. And also, okay, tomorrow's code box is going out, so you'll be able to catch up on everything that's happened this week. Okay, so we're going to do accountability now. Get your journals ready. Everyone get ready. And we will do accountability, and I will see you again back here on Sunday. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Love you all lots. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual Co-working Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.